another.
We knew we needed an extraordinary love to withstand past relationship experiences, everyday bad choices, and our past hurts.
It is clear that we were brought together as one for a purpose. And as we share our love story, we pray that from our experiences, you can gain positive takeaways to use in your own life and relationship.
Hello, hello.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hey,
We're
guys.
back. Yes.
Take a minute. Come on in here.
Yes,
Sharing
we
light.
Hey, everybody.
Boy, we got a full house. Look at this thing.
Full house.
Man,
This is beautiful. This is amazing.
yes.
Look at all these beautiful faces.
We fill the whole frame. We frame fillers.
Yes,
Welcome to Conversations with the LoveByrds, everybody.
We are frame fillers.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to Conversations with the LoveByrds.
I'm your host, William Bird, with my lovely wife.
I'm Darlene Bird with the LoveByrds. We love people, we love love, and
we
love you.
Absolutely.
There you go.
No doubt about it.
So welcome
Listen,
to
come on.
Conversations.
Yes,
Like
come
and
on in.
share.
That's right. Feel Good Talk. Remember, Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business on YouTube. Feel Good Talk on Facebook. You find us on all the other platforms also. So just look us up. Feel Good Talk.
Yes.
there you go.
Go ahead and tag in some friends. We're going to have a
We're
conversation
gonna have some
tonight.
Conversations tonight.
We're going to
Yes.
have a conversation. Actually, we're having,
We got
Joe.
guest conversations.
we have some guests with us tonight. We have Frenchie and Joe. Joe said we're having cocktails and conversations.
cocktails and conversations.
Cocktails and
The
conversations.
ladies are having cocktails. We ain't doing no talk. We want
Amy,
to talk about this right
Where's your
here.
cocktail? Toast.
This is what we want to talk about right
Hey,
here.
hey, hey. Our topic.
That's Joe. Joe said that. I'm cool.
Listen, they've been doing too much bonding. They got too much. Listen, me and Frenchie are
Yes.
very afraid of what
Yes.
singers they're going to
We
throw out
men,
tonight.
hey Chuck, could you agree we men must stick together?
That's right. We got you, brother.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. We're scared about what zingers might come out because they've been taking notes and not sharing their notes. They hiding the notes. Are you hiding the notes?
Right, right.
I committed mine in memory, so there's no evidence.
So we're here for another conversation. Thank you guys so much for joining in with us. We just have conversations. We just share, it is what it is in our relationship. We share what we're going through. It's good, it's bad. Sometimes it get tight, and most of the time it's right. So hopefully it can help you in your relationships. And like that.
Keep it tight, keep it right. You can put that.
No
you can
extra
flip
charge.
that.
No extra charge. That was free.
Yo, she ain't even
That was
charge y'all for that.
I ain't even sure I was free. Well, tonight we're going to talk about what not to say.
Yes.
What not to say. So go ahead and tag some people in. Say, hey, LoveByrds is talking about what not to say.
What not to say tonight.
Go ahead and like and share this broadcast. We thank you so much for journeying with us. There you go. We're talking about what not to say with our guests. Again, we got Frenchie and Joe in the building, all the way from Texas, San Antonio area, Texas.
How you doing? All right.
And they're in the Atlanta area, and they came to hang out with the LoveByrds. So guess what?
You're on the show. Right there. We got to introduce them right. So Frenchie, Joe, yes, it's a pleasure to meet the both of you.
Yes.
Frenchie is one of our good friends. From our new friend Amy introduced us to Frenchie.
Yes.
Once Frenchie came aboard, she's been aboard and she's been all aboard, and we just love her. Frenchie reminds me of the person you can find a good recipe. Yeah, like who got a good recipe for some avocado? Let me call Frenchie.
Yeah.
That's what every time I think about Frenchie.
But listen, and if she don't have one,
she's gonna find it. Yeah,
she's gonna take that job on.
Yeah,
and it's over. It's over. She asked Joe. Now I hear Joe is the one that be
Joe is
like,
the one
put it down. And Frenchie do the eating, Joe do the cooking.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So Frenchie gonna go ask Joe. You know how cooks are though. They particular. They particular about their food. So it got to be right.
When Joe let me find out.
So we're glad that they're here. They're in their relationship. Yes. So, and Frenchie kind of shares because we're all to grow these relationships. Right. Why just be how you are when you can be better? So we're all lifelong learners. We're learning. Some things work, some things don't. It's trial and error.
Reshape the dream.
It is. We've learned to laugh at ourselves though. Because if not, it can get real serious. You can get real testy. You can get real tight. We've learned to just kind of laugh at ourselves and just know that we're different. And let me preface this. You know, sometimes even in the family, we have to recognize that we are all not the same.
Mm-hmm.
We all don't say things the same way. We don't think the same way, and we don't do what other people do. Like you have that one person in the family who calls everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, don't get mad at me because I'm not a caller. Yeah. That's your thing.
Exactly.
That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You do that well.
Mm-hmm.
So don't expect everybody to do your thing when that's your thing, and let's give each other some grace. How about that?
So you're saying that needs to be some level of acceptance. Acceptance is a great word.
Accepting the differences, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that.
Some level
that kind of lines me up because
you're working on something. You line up.
I had nowhere to go. I'm serious.
Scared.
This is all abrupt for me, guys.
I'm scared.
Listen, we got French. When they said they were coming, I had to change up the whole game plan. Yes, I did. But we're so happy to hear.
When it comes to relationships, the little things really are the big things.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So let's watch how we're handling the little things, the little everyday things, the little things that we're saying. You know, it's like, squeezing out a tube of toothpaste. You can't take it back once you squeeze it out.
Right.
So let's just be a little bit more mindful about the things that we're doing, right? We align on the big stuff, on the major things, but all these little things is where we're getting tripped up. Let's stop getting tripped up on these little things, and let's find a better way. Right. And so, we've been having conversations with Frenchie and Joe, and what I guess the end goal is, let's find a better way. And let's say that. Hey, can we find a better way to say that?
Yes.
Can we find a better way to enjoy this time right now? Can we find a better way? Is there a better way? And that opens up the door, not to like, oh, you always or you never. Can we find a better way? So how about that? I'm gonna throw that out there. No extra charge for that either. You can have that. Can we find a better way?
Yeah, there you go. I'm in.
Love credit, cha-ching. Love credit.
Can we find a better way? Let's type that in the comments. Can we find a better way? Is there a better way?
Yes, that's a good.
Can we find a better way? So we're going to talk about what not to say.
Yeah.
And we've been having conversations about this for a little while, what not to say. We've been talking about, hey, what are the things that you find yourself saying a lot that you probably shouldn't say? And what are the things that when you hear them, it kind of makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up? What are those phrases that like, oh, they just, my hairs are standing. Yeah. The hairs on the back of my neck.
That's a good word. They
irk. That just irk you. So there's some things that are said that irk you. And there's some things that you find yourself saying a lot that you probably shouldn't. Because probably a habit. We got to just find a better way.
Right.
Just got to find a better way. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about some of those things. And the reason we need to find a better way is because we're working on our relationships. And sometimes the things that we say may make our partners feel neglected, rejected, or just like my thoughts don't even matter, just dismissed. So we want to work on some of these toxic phrases. So we're going to talk about what not to say. These things we shouldn't say because they drive away. Right, yeah.
You would do it directly with it. Don't say this.
Right.
If you say this, I know something.
So with me, actually, though, when you know something wrong, is when I'm not saying nothing.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, you got big problems. So if I'm talking, you got a chance.
So what?
If I'm talking, you got a chance. Right. If I stop talking, boy, you got big problems.
I felt like I better say something.
All right. So Frenchie, is there something that you find that you say that you probably it kind of maybe doesn't land right? Sometimes you might have to change
put her on the spot.
Because we was talking about this one. This is one we was talking about.
Yeah,
she says she likes this. She says it.
She says it. Oh,
she
already knew.
She says she says it. She told
we
me.
had it right on it. Okay.
Give me an example.
Give you an
example.
You said that.
I do.
You said that while we was out there. You said, I'm gonna give you an example. You just said that.
So when you what happens to your Joe when she says, give me an example? What is she really saying? Like, translate that. What is the translation for? Give me an example of what you're talking about. How do you translate that?
Tell me how I'm not right.
No, she said Joe. Let me give you an example. That's probably gonna be Joe answer all night, Joe.
Wow.
Joe.
Wow.
So her saying, "Give me an example," is really tell me what I did wrong, or how you're not right and how she is right. Right. So it's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
It's really challenging. Right. Give me an example of when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
You basically saying you're lying.
I agree. Say, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Don't you feel like you basically saying, "No, I didn't."
No, I did.
Or you're lying, or it's challenging, right? It's prove it. Mm-hmm. It's really saying prove it. I feel like if somebody's saying, "Give me an example," no, I don't. Give me an example. You build.
But they not believing you. They don't believe you.
you.
They haven't trusted. No, there's no trust in that. That seems like some trust issues are involved, or something like that. Yeah, credibility maybe.
Credibility. Involved. How do you feel when she says that though? Because she admitted that she says it a lot. But how does it make you feel? Do you give her examples, or you just say, "Oh man, I can't win this"?
It's about to go home. It's about to go downhill.
It's going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. It's going the wrong way. Just be careful. When she starts saying, "Well, give me an example," it's going the wrong way. It already just stepped into.
Now let me ask y'all a question. She says, give me an example. What was the? Give me an example of maybe time she would say that, a question or that she would say that.
Like he'll say something that maybe he did or maybe I did, and then I don't believe that I did it. So I say, give me an example, because either I don't remember, it didn't happen. I believe that it happened in his mind and it did not actually happen. He dreamt it. Or something like that. So I tell him, give me an example.
She said he drank.
So I need to put all the cameras that's outside.
What? Not the same.
Yeah, put all that. There you go. That's right. Throw the whatchamacallit flag, that commercial now, they throwing the flag.
Replay that commercial. Everybody coming on now about the replay. Let's rewind it.
Yeah, everybody.
And let me show you my favorite part when you said, obviously, I did pack it and you didn't.
Right.
So the give me the example thing takes the conversation into a different way, because it's almost challenging. But let me say this though, Chuck, you asked a good question, because if asked correctly from the genuine curiosity, it's a good question.
Right.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you just said, give me an example, lots of times that's flung out there like, no, I didn't. You lying.
Yeah.
Some people really don't see some of the things they do though. They don't.
That's true.
Sometimes it does give me an example of something that I did. I usually say, "Oh, okay, I did that," or "Oh, okay, I'll do better," or something like that. Or,
Joe said, "Nuh-uh." Joe said, no, "Give me an example."
You want an example? You want an example?
Joe said, "Give me an example."
I repeat what he says, so that I understand what he's talking about, so that we can move forward from it. Because I'm not perfect, he's not perfect, so I make sure sometimes when I say give me an example, sometimes I'm like, you dreamt it, but sometimes I'm also saying, give me an example.
Explain to me
so that I know I may not be cognitive of the fact that I've done this or I've said this or whatever else, so that'll help me maybe stop doing it or, make it more cognitive in my mind.
So that was a good question, Chuck, because if used correctly, it's used as a learning. Like to say, you always doubt my, at one point early in our relationship, you were saying that I say no, or I tell you no, or something like that. And I have to say, give me an example of where you feel like I'm saying no to your stuff. Now here, listen, I'm an engineer. So in my brain, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to boil it down, how it cannot work. If it would work better if you put these A, B, C in place. Boom, you got it's done.
Yeah, but
obsolete.
That A, B, and C don't even really come without. Yeah, because it should have been A, G, and F. You put A, B, and C together, and they don't go together.
No, so
they do go together in that aspect. But they don't go together when you're putting this application in.
Right. So the point I was trying to say is you thought maybe I was shooting down an idea when I was saying, you know what, that's a good idea. And if we add A and B to it, it's a off the chart. There's no way it could lose. But anything that I was saying was being received as kind of shooting it down. So sometimes when you say, give me an example, then it brings clarity. But when you say, give me an example as in, I know I don't do that, you lying.
Right.
That's what not to say. All right. So that's a good one. That's a good one.
That was a good one.
All right.
I like that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Babe, you got one?
I'm saving.
You saving? All right.
Yes, because Mark's going to put them all together.
Here go what?
Yeah, bring them all together.
It's going to bring them all together?
It's going to have to. It's got to bring it all together.
Oh, my God. All right, guys. All right, here go one. I hear what you're saying, but... I hear what you're saying, but... what does that do? How's that perceived in communication? I hear what you're saying, but...
That but.
What about that but?
That but, that conjunction.
That but?
Conjunction. That function of the but is the heck with everything that you said before.
It wipes everything before the but. Tell them, Amy.
Tell them, Amy.
Cancels out everything you said before the but.
Everything before the but is
before the but.
But I think that's how the but is said, though.
Yeah, it's how to because
I hear you, but can you instead of I hear you, but then you said it like it throws everything off. And
but
I like
the but to however, and however's the same but.
And I like I'm a firm believer in the same thing, Chuck. I don't find that when, the but
it don't bother me.
I mean the but could be, let's look at it again. Look at it this way. Okay. You may not be seeing it. Can't, like you said, it may not be how it's perceived or said.
So what's a better way of?
So we trying to find. Okay, so we're trying to find a better way.
Because I understand what you're saying, Chuck. So
we're trying to find a better. We're trying to find a better way because we all agree that but wipes out everything that was said before it, right?
Yeah.
So we need to find a better way. It's dismissive. Who said it's dismissive?
Who said it's dismissive? Lisa Morris Rothwell said.
Hey, Lisa.
And
she said it's dismissive.
Yeah, but Wendy agrees.
Make a difference. Yeah.
Wendy Inspire agrees with me. She said tone makes a difference.
Exactly, and the tone makes a difference. Hey, Wendy. Yeah. So you're right. So we're trying to find a better way. So
I think the best way to do that is say, and repeat what the other person said.
Okay.
So
I like to repeat because I like to feel heard.
When you repeat feel like you heard me before
you go down another track.
Okay, is this what you're saying? Or you said this, is this what you're saying? And then at that point, you have clarity of what the other person says. Whether you agree or disagree with that person is irrelevant as long as that person hears what you said.
That's what I'm talking about.
Say, okay, so Joseph, I hear that you said that you like sweet tea instead of unsweet tea. I don't say, but sweet tea is the bomb, and I don't know why you drink it on the
Sweet tea is the bomb, though. Why you drink sweet tea?
No, we drink sweet tea. No, I'm just
joking.
So what's wrong with saying, I hear you, but I ain't trying to hear that?
Ooh,
now
somebody just said that's dismissive. And listen, and if we're trying to build relationships, Jamel, right, understanding the other person. So if you're trying to build relationships, I care about you. I don't want to dismiss you as if you don't matter. And that's the last thing we want to do is make our partners feel like they don't matter. So a better way, we're trying to find a better way to say something. A better way is saying, I hear how upset you are about this. And I have a different position. Would you like to hear how I see it?
Bernadette Waddell says that. She says, I'm understanding you correctly. You're saying is good.
Right. So people, so it's a gift, guys.
Right.
Listening to someone else and making that person feel understood is a gift.
Yes.
So I hear what you're saying. I understand that you're saying X, Y, Z. You feel that way. I feel a different way. Would you want to hear how I see it? So I'm acknowledging yours, even though I may have something different, but don't dismiss it as if it don't matter.
Right.
Don't dismiss it. All right. That was good, right?
Very good.
That was another one. That was a good one.
Yeah, everybody.
So watch the butt, y'all. Beware of the butt
and the however.
Watch the butt.
Beware of the butt.
Y'all up in my warehouse.
Beware. You what? Stop watching the butt for a minute. We are on the podcast. So beware of that. The first one was the example part, and we looked at both sides of that, and we found out some better ways. And then I hear you, but this is don't be dismissive. Acknowledge that person, and then let's say, hey, listen, I see that a little bit differently. You want to know how I see it, and you want to just ask permission. So it's like, okay, let me sit that down, and now it's my time. You've acknowledged me. Now let me acknowledge you. All right. Okay. This friendship, we talked about this one. This is one that you don't like. Right? You want to tell them what it is?
This again?
Oh. Here we go with this again. Oh.
Yes. Yes, right here.
Here we go again.
Here we go with this one again. Okay, so what? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with saying? What's wrong with that? If someone says that to you, how is that received?
I'm waiting.
Why you always bringing that up?
Well, they're tired of hearing it. They don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
Just again, come on, man. So
they've shut you off.
Yeah.
Somebody said you beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So you just closed the door on this whole conversation.
Right.
You ain't even trying to hear it. So how does that make the other person feel?
Oh, the response to that is not good.
I
don't care what you do. The response to that is not good. And I don't know what level y'all at and where you at in your relationship. The response to that is not good.
Here we go with this again. Here you go.
Yes.
Oh, here you go.
Yes. The reaction, the response. That's a flame about to turn into a 5-alarmer.
Basically, when you say, all right, this again, what are you really saying?
You always saying the same thing. I ain't trying to hear that.
Yeah.
It's shut the hell, not
H-E-L-L.
There
you go,
H-A-I-L. Shut the H-A-I-L up.
Oh,
yes. That's exactly what that says.
So basically, this whole thing is not even worth talking about.
Right. Basically, yep.
Yeah, this not even worth talking about. Or it's not valid. It's not important.
Right. What's important to you is not important to me because I'm like, oh, this again. So it's not important to you. So then after that minimizes the other person saying, oh, okay, this again. Well, that is not resolved.
It's not.
So you would not have to say this again if that particular, situation was resolved. Does that make sense?
It makes a whole lot of sense because if it was resolved, we wouldn't have to keep saying it.
Oh,
Right?
What the hell?
Exactly.
A-I-L.
Take a step. Go.
I don't think there's ever a good way to. Listen, this one right here is the one that stopped me on. Like, how do you give an example, or how do you say this better, or how do you kind of? I don't think this one has a. This is one of those. This is one that.
What is something that you think, Joseph, that instead of saying this again could be said?
Yeah. What's a better way?
What's a better way?
What would you rather hear?
Yeah.
No, this is what I don't know.
Right. Francis
I'm sure it's what you don't like. That's what I told her.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's what you don't like
either one of us.
Okay. So, what's a better way than saying this again? What? How do we get an A at that? Like instead of saying, "Oh, we got this again," what's a better way? How do we?
Ain't done with that yet?
Amy.
This is where you really, this is where you really practice what not to say and don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing. Listen, how about
that?
You can say this. You can say this.
Listen, I really had to practice this. I thought about this when I practiced with this one the other day because the ranting and raving was going on up in here the other day, y'all. And I was ready to call you for, you know what I mean? I had to call my brother. I had to come spend the night or something to cool down up in this camp.
No
right?
doubt.
So, but you know what I did? I chose to say nothing the whole time.
So Janelle, what did Janelle say?
She said, we've discussed it. Let's leave it in prayer.
Thank you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. That's exactly what I would do. That's exactly what I did.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes it's not.
They done broke up on us, Amy.
Something we were going to talk about is like, okay, this isn't the right time. So you have to listen. Let's talk about this when we really have time to really get into it. Okay. And we could probably squash it. So let's because it's worth it. Like, okay, you know, but don't dismiss it. Like, you know what, this is an important issue,
but
it keeps coming up.
No, but remember we talked about this before, when there's times you gotta concede to get to some so there needs to be some concession at this point so that we can get to the next one, because we're not getting anywhere right now.
Okay.
We're not getting anywhere right.
Right.
We're fueling a fire that's not not burning. That's not a torch burning for us. You know what I mean?
Maybe going round and round.
Yeah,
Talk about fire when you finish and complete that whatever you're discussing. Write it down, and if you have a fireplace, burn it.
That's a good one.
That's a good idea.
Burn it.
This is a good one here too. Janelle says, "Let's talk about it when emotions aren't involved."
Exactly. That's what I was getting to.
Can we visit this later? Very good, Bernadette. Can we visit this later?
Exactly what I'm talking about.
I mean, really, you don't want to just devalue it. Like, this is an important conversation. Let's talk about it later. Let's calm down. And here's something that I like to do just as something different. Let's write down how we feel about it, so we get our positions out. Because sometimes if emotions are high and I feel one way, you feel the other way, are we really, really listening? And like I said before, I like to feel like I've been heard. So maybe we sit down and we write out our positions. And we exchange the notes, and we can go away and read. Not like, because if you right there, I got something to say about every single sentence.
Exactly.
But if we go in different rooms,
exactly.
If we go in different rooms, learn the hard way, y'all. I hear you, Janelle. I hear you. So sometimes it's like, okay, let's write out our positions, and let's exchange go in different rooms until we fully read. You might need to stay in there for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right?
Hour.
And let's try to understand. Lord. Okay. Hour.
Listen, I'm on the same page with that.
But you know what this again, here you go what that again does? You know what else it does? It's really trying to exert power over the other person. It really is. Like my thoughts are more important, or the way I see it is more important than you.
A whole lot of that.
And I need to squish that down. Sometimes it's a power thing. So check the power cords on this one.
You gotta check the power cords.
Check the power cords on this one. That might be a power cord.
Yes. Chuck funny.
What is it?
That's my man. He just cracked that. That's all.
Yeah, y'all.
Check the power cord, Chuck.
But you know what though? Honestly, listen. Let's break this all the way down.
Yeah.
Because usually it's probably the husband or the guy going to say, "Here you go with this again," right?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I've
heard that come out of my mouth a couple of times.
Hold on, Joseph.
Actually, I think you're right.
Yeah,
because it's
because women like to.
It's like it is the women that like to keep the fire burning and till the house almost burns.
But guess what? Let me tell you a little secret, guys. Chuck ain't saying nothing. Chuck, you know.
Yeah,
all right, check this out. But listen, check this out though. How about this? And I'm gonna give guys, sometimes y'all need some help, right? Instead of saying, "Here you go with that again," why don't you just snatch her up and give her a hug?
Oh, yes. With open arms.
Bump that. If that's all it took, Chuck, I'm good. Chuck,
I didn't see to us.
If that's all it took, we'll do that.
Hey, listen, let me say something. Listen, they say that now, but in the heat of the moment, they ain't worried about the hug.
That's right. Don't touch me.
Hold on. What'd you say, Chuck?
I said y'all say that now, but in the heat of the moment, y'all are not worried about a hug. You go ahead and try to hug.
Get
off me. You know how y'all do.
Get off me.
Don't try to touch me now.
Right.
No. It'll end up in.
Okay.
Let me show you an example what a hug should be like.
Oh, you gonna
fix
no. Listen, if you can't snatch her up, well, why don't you? What can you do? Like one of the things my husband had to learn was how to bring me down off the ceiling, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's just like, baby, I just want you to know I love you. I know we keep going around about this, but I just want you to know I love you. I want you to know I'm here. Even if it's not a good time to talk about it, what can you say or do? Because we're trying to find better ways, right?
Definitely.
What can you say or do?
I'm good at that, y'all.
Because you be trying to talk that talk.
Because no, I'll be in trouble all the damn time.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go grab my cat.
Janelle agreed with me. She said we really are that easy. Sometimes it's just like, let me just grab you and let me just hold you.
They are that.
No, hey man, shout out to Anthony Banks.
Like to do is say absolutely nothing.
Right?
That's absolutely nothing. Yes. And then he starts talking to himself, and I have no idea what he's saying. And I'm like, and
that sounds like my dad.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what are you talking about? You know, okay. And that just makes me even more angry because it's like, okay, well, communicate with me and let me know how you feel about what I just said, or how do you feel? But he'll just go, and there's no words coming out of his mouth.
Janelle,
give a shout out to Anthony Banks.
Listen, Joe, snatch her up. Snatch her behind up, Joe. Just snatch her up. Calm her down. Hey, Janelle, let me tell you what Janelle said. Janelle talking my language right now. Janelle said, I'm sucker for a booty rub.
Forehead kiss. I forget.
Hold
on.
Hey, Janelle,
listen.
That's my thing.
That's nice, but the real MVP goes to Anthony Banks. He says, "Real talk, women don't want no hugs, especially if you miss trash day." Shout out to you, Anthony.
That's right,
baby.
Remember that fireplace I was talking about?
Wait a minute, somebody talking from experience there. Somebody missed trash day. Somebody missed trash day. One too many times.
That's one thing Charlie wake up on Wednesday. She don't wake up on no other morning of the week to see me leave out the house except for trash day and say, "Did you take out the trash?" She don't wake up. Listen.
Our trash pump. Listen, we pay for trash down in the South, but they come once a week, and if you missed it, you got 2 weeks.
The only thing she wake up for the whole week comes this morning. Guess what she said?
So the booty rub might not work for that one.
I'm up. I'm almost out the door. She said, "Is that just before I crept out the door? Is that the trash truck?"
Well, this is the control though, but she has to remind me every Monday night.
That's a good idea though. Sometimes you don't need a reminder.
You don't need no daggone Alexa.
Listen, what does Alexa say though? Does she say it nice?
Babe,
no, actually, she put Alexa in a male's voice, so I got some man telling me what to do.
He said your house. My man telling you what to do in your house.
Don't forget to take out the trash. Sure is the dude.
Yo, who want to hear another man telling
I gotta change it to my voice. So we trying to find a better way. So change it to your voice.
Change it to my voice.
And it's gonna be sweet.
You right.
It's gonna be sweet.
That's the way you do it.
But
I forgot that it was the guy's voice. I'm sorry, baby.
Well, listen.
No, I'm just saying. If she put the girl voice on there, Joe.
Yeah, she gonna say it's gonna be
real
sweet.
You can't unthink it, though, man. Joe can't unthink the man voice.
It's okay. It's not the tone. Listen,
it's a reminder.
It's a reminder.
There's a
but you know what?
You might have missed that one all.
We're trying to find better ways, right? So a better way is to do it sweet and put something on it,
right,
baby.
Now the coffee gonna be have to be brewing,
baby. You take out the trash. I might have something for you later on.
Or just say, "Baby, you bet not had forgot that trash today."
Oh my God!
But I know you said we got the trash, but we got listen. We
give me an example.
Y'all just threw out everything we just learned.
We have learned nothing.
What y'all got in those cups over there? That's what I want to know. What y'all got in those cups?
That's the problem. We have
remedial training.
Cocktails with the LoveByrds.
Cocktails and conversations.
See what the conversations do with cocktails?
Yeah.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Here's one, y'all. Here's one. I'm sorry you feel that way. How was that received? I'm sorry you feel that way. How's that received? Why is that something we should not say?
Well, I mean, it depends on how he puts it, or she puts it. Honestly, it really is.
Because you're not agreeing to disagree. You're not agreeing to disagree. I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm sticking with what I got to say.
Well, he didn't say, but he just said, "I'm sorry you feel that way." So she can say, you can say, "You know what? I'm sorry you feel that way," and maybe come back with a, more subtle type of approach or something. I don't know.
How do you come back with a subtle approach when you say, "I'm sorry you feel that way"? Because that is so final. That's like telling somebody you've already made up your mind. You've already decided what you were going to think, what you're going to believe. Kind of close it, it's a closure statement.
It does sound like a closure
statement. That's a closure statement.
You feel the way you feel, and okay, whatever.
Right.
Okay, so if we're ending this,
there might be some ownership. So especially if you said something that hurt, if you said something that the other person was hurt about.
Yeah, this is good.
If something you said hurt a person, and you say, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way," it does sound like I'm closing the door on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lisa said, "Sound like the conversation is over," right? It sounds insincere. Somebody just said insincere. No ownership or accountability for your actions. So you're not really apologizing. You're not really sorry for real. You're not taking ownership. So it's what a better way is, "I'm sorry that I made you feel that way."
I don't think it makes a difference.
It does. "I'm sorry you feel that way" mean like you just crazy. "I'm sorry you feel that way." It's all you.
They're not feeling.
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
You know what? I think it's the follow-up statement after that.
You got
it. If you just end the conversation with "I'm sorry you feel that way," and you walk away, that's total disrespect, whatever. But if you end the conversation with "I'm sorry you feel that way," but and you end it with an explanation.
I didn't mean to make you
right. Something afterwards, then it don't sound as bad. I think you can, not cover it up, but better.
You talked about the but. I'm sorry you feel that way, but
however, say however,
whatever the conjunction.
Don't use but.
A better way of saying that is, "I hear what you're saying." Once again, it's always about feeling what the other person feels, because you can be empathetic, you could be sympathetic, or you could just acknowledge. So those are the three things that you could be. So you acknowledge that person's feelings, because you're not the one feeling that way. That person's feeling that way. So if you acknowledge that person's feelings by saying, "I hear what you're saying. I can see why you may feel that way. I hear what you're saying," and then just either leave it that way. Once again, like Darlene said, let's discuss this another time when there's not that many. I think Janelle said it, when there's not that many more emotions to it, and then bring it up later on. When you're both at that level. Yeah. But when you say, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way," you're just cutting it off.
I'm out of this.
Yeah, you don't care about the other person's feelings. It's like, why would you feel that way? Somebody dies and you feel, horrible over it, and your partner says, "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way." Are you serious? You know what I mean? So it's like, what you're not actually.
Okay, so here's my twist to this whole thing. So we're gonna put a tag on it and give it a name.
Okay.
So what if somebody says to you, or this is okay, so this is it. "If you love me, then you would." And then this person's response is, "Well, if you love me, then you would."
I don't think that should ever be brought up in a conversation. "If you love me," part. It should never ever even be brought up, because sometimes love don't have anything to do with it. I mean,
but we're talking about loving relationships, though.
Yeah, but we're talking about. You should never say "if you love me," because that's.
We are talking about loving relationships.
So let's find a better way instead of using the love as something to dangle. To me, it's like you dangling the love. Don't ever do that. I think that's just bad.
Right.
To dangle that love thing.
Yeah, I mean, because that's always. It's about like if somebody says, "Well, you never get me flowers." Well, once you say you never get me flowers, I'm not gonna run out and get you flowers right then, because it wouldn't be sincere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you say, "If you love me," but if you love me, you would. Then I'm not. If I'm
gonna say, "If you love me," you wouldn't be saying dangling love as something to be dangling.
Right. By the way, he always gets me flowers.
Oh,
yeah.
And I never know when he does it, but he does.
Good job, Joe. You know what we're talking about has a sister, and the sister to I'm sorry you feel that way is this.
Thank you.
That's God bless you. Here's the sister to that. What not to say. That's not something that you should be getting upset about.
That's the sister right there.
That's the sister.
That's not even a cousin.
That's the sister to I'm sorry you feel that way.
Straight up.
That's not something you should be getting upset. Why is that what not to say? That's not something to get upset over.
Straight up.
What are you really saying when you're saying that?
You're just minimizing that person's feelings. That's not something you should be. Everybody has different types of feelings.
Different
and the
emotions.
thing is everybody has different emotions. You know, I may feel a particular way. Darlene will feel a particular way about something. Joseph or Billy will feel a different way. So don't minimize my feelings. Once again, it's like, okay, you can empathize. Like I said, you can empathize, you can sympathize, or you can come to some kind of agreement and be like, oh, okay, let's deal with this later on and deal with that emotion later on. But you can't just like, you can't
say that. That's not something to be upset over. You're telling me my emotion is wrong. Like you got the wrong emotion. Right. That's not something to get upset over.
Like you lost the emotion gene. It's like, okay.
And just because you wouldn't get upset over it don't mean that, Yeah. So
that's a part in your brain that deals with emotion. Yeah. So therefore, you can't tell somebody else what emotion that they should deal with because their brain is built differently than yours.
And here's where so the better way. Go ahead. Go ahead, Amy.
I said unless you're trying to manipulate them.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
That's why I brought that to.
That's a problem. Gaslighting.
A lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff hinders on that manipulation.
Yeah.
A lot of what we're talking about.
Trying to control somebody's emotions.
A lot of these things hinder on that
control.
Control. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So a better way, if you really do care, and again, guys, we're talking about caring and finding a better way and valuing the relationship enough to say, wait a minute, let me change that, right? So instead of saying that's not something you should be getting upset about. So here's a better question. What about this is making you feel upset? Tell me what exactly it is about this that's making you, because that's saying, hey, I want to understand.
Right.
What about this one thing here that really makes you upset? Maybe it's something that I'm not understanding. Maybe something in your history, something, I don't know. Tell me about it, right? I want to understand. So instead of saying, because people get upset over different things. Two people can go through the same thing. One person can be upset about it and the other person don't, right? So you don't say this is not something to get upset about. Help me understand what it is about this. Right? That's a better way. That's a more caring way, right? Right. You guys agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, listen. It's time. Wait a minute. It's time because we need a little small break.
Okay.
DJ Chuck, could you give it to us?
Stay with us.
Stay with us.
Don't
We'll
leave.
be right back.
Quick commercial.
Right. Yes, we're back, everybody. Thanks for once again. We want to thank you guys for joining us with Conversations with LoveByrds. You always go to love-birds.com. Get your copy of the LoveByrds story. How the class clown and class president developed this extraordinary love.
Yes.
We want to thank, of course, our host, Feel Good Talk. Our Feel Good Talk family, want to shout them out. Go to Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business on YouTube. Feel Good Talk on Facebook and all the other streaming platforms. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We love you guys.
Yes.
Get your own book. I'm getting mine signed.
Yes.
By my look. You see, it's not signed.
Today.
I
she
bought
came
my
all the way
book.
to Texas.
Came all the way from Texas to get my book signed by Mr. and Mrs. Darlene and Billy Bird.
This book came across the miles. Yes. We're going to sign it for you. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We want to thank Joe and Frenchie for joining us.
Frenchie and Joe, we love you guys.
We thank y'all so much. They came up spot
on. Don't ever come this way without checking in.
Me and Darlene was saying we wanted somebody to come on the show before we ended out this year. They showed up. They came up. They showed out. We love her. We thank you. We thank Amy for introducing us to them. Like I said, Frenchie, I feel like Frenchie, she's got this apple cobbler recipe somewhere. I see Joe got it, so I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna go ahead. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and close this out tonight because
I'm a bird seat. You got a bird seat? You got a bird seat?
Let me just close out real quick because I'm gonna read directly from what we got here.
Okay. All right.
I thought this was really important what we were talking about tonight. And it reads like this: how to master the art of meeting halfway. Compromise is crucial in every relationship because you can't expect your partner to keep on adjusting to your desires. It's the fact that you won't always get your way. However, it doesn't mean that you'll always concede to your partner. You can still retain your personal values, opinions, and beliefs while meeting halfway. Healthy compromise is all about striking a balance and finding the best possible solution that benefits you and your partner. Sacrifice should be mutual and not one-sided. Moreover, both of you should have good intent, particularly to keep the respect and trust in the relationship. Of course, communication is key to healthy compromise. You have to be transparent with each other and voice your opinions lovingly. Let me say that again. You have to be transparent and voice your opinions lovingly, even if you disagree.
Amen. All right. So our bird seed, chew on this for the next couple of days to take you into next Wednesday.
Give it to him, baby.
This is the bird seed. The little things are the big things.
Yes.
The little things are the big things.
Yes.
We're the LoveByrds.
We love you guys. Thank y'all for joining us. Tune us in next week. Sis, come out at Conversations with the LoveByrds. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.